marketing landscape is evolving, and the integration of AI is not some futuristic concept anymore. It's happening right now. It's our present reality. The market leaders who are leveraging the power of AI are already witnessing significant improvements in efficiency. In fact, not just that, according to the latest survey conducted by Gartner, 63% of marketing leaders are planning to invest in generative AI in the next 24 months. This increasing reliance on AI signifies a shift towards more data-driven and precision-targeted marketing strategies. But here's the big question. How exactly can AI transform your marketing operations? Or how can it help you lead with precision and impact? Well, that's exactly what our next panel discussion is all about. Empowering marketing operations with AI for precision and impact. We've got an awesome panel of speakers who bring a wealth of experience and insights into AI-driven marketing. So without any further ado, please join us in welcoming the moderator of this panel discussion, Amit Sharma. Amit Sharma has over a decade in IT and services under his belt and is known for his expertise in business process improvement, CRM, and cross-functional training. He excels in leading large-scale projects, designing operational excellence, and fostering strong professional connections. Amit, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Ria. I think marketing automation platforms like Marketo, Loco, and HubSpot have been game changers. They have allowed us to automate repetitive tasks, streamline workflows, and elevate marketing operations. But now, a new wave of technology is poised to take things further. AI is emerging as a powerful tool, not just to automate, but to supercharge our marketing efforts. AI has the potential to identify critical areas where we can achieve even greater precision and impact in our operations. So to expand on AI's role and impact on marketing operations, let's begin today's discussion with industry leaders and my co-panelists, Muhammad and Corey. Muhammad is a senior director at Fitch Group, CRM and a data professional with 15 years of experience. He has managed various companies' CRM and data functions and undertaken end-to-end Salesforce migrations projects for the last 7 years. He has successfully executed 2 acquisitions and streamlined marketing integrations and campaign functions with Marketo, along with the implementation of GDPR, CSL, data localization. He loves working with data management, and visualization.
Thank you for having me here, Amit. Nice to meet you all.
Welcome, Muhammad. Along with him, we have Corey with us. Corey is the director at Prudential Insurance and brings 10 years of experience directly consulting enterprise Marketo users. He is a 4x Marketo champion and fully certified MC administrator with expertise in consulting, marketing operations, project management, and development. He has successfully tackled complex Marketo issues using REST integration and reusable frameworks. He has a proven track record of solving business and customer issues across organizations.
Yeah. Hey, Amit, thank you for having me. And hello, everyone. Super excited to be here.
Great to have both of you, Corey and Muhammad. And it's indeed a pleasure to have you both. Today's marketing requires sharper strategic vision, from planning campaigns to optimizing the existing ones. There's a lot that marketers have to cover. So the real question, it goes to the AI as an enabler, whether it has a potential to support marketers while offering absolute precision. So let's dive right into that. Corey, I would like to ask you, in your experience, how has AI helped marketers gain deeper customer insights that translate into actionable strategies? So what was your experience?
Yeah, thanks, Amit. So AI is a lot of things, right? So we've got a few definitions of the differences in AI. You've got machine learning, you have AI, and then you have generative AI, right? So defining what each one means is really critical to understanding your tech stack and how each one can integrate, right? For generative AI, you think of generative AI as a content producer, something that can modify images. You've seen with Adobe Firefly as a direct example of how you can quickly stand up different types of graphics and different types of marketing content that utilize the power of AI in order to transform those images and give you a more creative, complex mix of content, right? So in terms of how that can benefit me is now I have the ability to, instead of needing a graphic designer, I can utilize AI to help me change my branding schema, all based off of different criteria that are qualified by my business. Adobe's tech stack is really, really good at making sure that you stay close to that brand, as well as allowing me to utilize AI as a component to develop more meaningful content that might resonate better with my customer, based off of different criteria and all kinds of different elements that need to come into play, as well as I still stick very closely to what my company's brand is trying to achieve, right? So generative AI can help you produce images, pictures, different types of context for different text in your emails, and it can also streamline all of its efficiencies, reduce the amount of time it takes me to write in my emails versus I can just have AI develop it automatically, right? I don't think we're to the stage where we actually are able to write fully automated workloads where we can have AI actually populate emails and then also send those things out the door. But I'll be honest with you, I bet that that's right around the corner, right? With all the different integrations and APIs that are available, we can get very creative with that marketing mix. Now, the next one that's really, really game changing is machine learning. Machine learning and AI and understanding your data, right? So if I had the ability to uncover additional segments that fall inside my customer base, and I'm able to then differentiate those segments into micro segments, and then I can have micro segments all pre-populated with customer-centric data that corresponds directly to them. Well, now we're talking, right? Because then we're getting into the concepts of hyper-personalization. So if I'm able to uncover, pinpoint, and move customers in the right direction with the content, utilizing all of that AI at my fingertips, I'm going to guess that it's going to have a pretty highly impactful designation with how my customer responds and the trust that they have with my company. If I'm listening to my company, or if I'm listening to my customer and I'm able to curate content that matters to them and what they need to see at the time they need to see it, you're going to see a lot more conversions. So when you think in terms of like how that can impact marketing, well, in the right marketing tech stack, you can already see just from those basic, examples that I provided, that it can really have a significant impact on my ability to remove the amount of manual work that I have, enable me to have more creative concepts without having to need and hire a graphic designer, because not every company has the budget to be, it's like, I need a UX designer, or I need a graphic designer, right? So these things kind of allow us to move in a more functional way that's more cost efficient for the business and lowers the amount of time it is for us to get things out the door. So those are some of the significant impacts I've seen so far with AI.
Great. I think those were powerful points, Corey. And Muhammad, I would like to ask you that how AI impacted the way you approach campaign optimization.
Well, it was a great start from Corey, and then it has changed our life completely. So traditionally, campaign optimization relied heavily on intuition and A/B testing. On the other hand, AI allows for a more scientific approach. By analyzing real-time campaign performance data, AI can identify winning elements like headlines, visuals, or CTAs, and automatically adjust them for maximum impact. So this ongoing optimization ensures our campaigns are constantly evolving to deliver the best possible results.
Definitely, and I think that level of real-time adaptation is really, really crucial in today's dynamic marketing environment. Corey, how has AI transferred marketing operations for your team? I'm sure you have been, gone through a lot of procedures while handling the team. So how AI has helped you?
Yeah, so my previous companies, we had AI helping us organize segments of customers. So the Adobe ecosystem is incredibly powerful. And what I mean by that is when you actually combine Adobe Experience Platform, or also known as AEP, mixed with Marketo, and then you wire in some custom integrations from AWS, you now start to really unlock some insane capabilities in the system. But one particular service that was having a pretty big impact was our combination of CJA, which is Customer Journey Analytics, and AEP, basically running a combination of channel integration, ingestion, and monitoring, mixed in with an new AI capability in AEP that allowed us to pinpoint potentially future conversions that were showing as, here's our group that has a low potential for conversion, here's our group that has sort of a mid-tier level of conversion, and then here's this top 10% that are on fire, right? And what's really cool about that is then I could then create those cohorts in AEP, and I could immediately propagate them into Marketo. So now I have all of a sudden the ability, without having to do much digging, I can have, here's a group that I need to kind of heat up a little bit more, get them more involved in the particular text, or involved in the particular products that might interest them, look into them a little more. Here's a little bit more of a midstream, mid-funnel opportunity for different types of nurture content, or maybe we need to warm up with some more webinars, or we need to get them we need to listen to them a little bit more. And then I've got this other stream where it's like, man, this is our loyalty. Right? These are the people that actually can really turn into some high percentage conversions, right? And so now that I had the ability to just, and I'm obviously diffusing it into a very high level strategic way of thinking, because there's lots of things that you can do. But now I can incorporate different nurture streams and different content streams into these high level engagement, right? I know these people are trusting our company. I know that they are interested in the products and the offerings that are available. Should we reward them? Should we make them into a loyalty program? How should we engage them to, it's more of just sending somebody an email, right? It's about how do I have so much of an impact on the engagement that I have with them, that they become actually stewards of our product, that they actually will then take the time to then promote our product without us actually having to do anything, right? How do I create engagement that creates shareable engagements for this customer? And when AI allows us to be able to depict that, we actually can then become hyper focused in on each one of these cohorts. And that was one of the really, really neat things that we were able to do with AEP and Adobe.
Very well said. I think strategic conversions and engagements are really, really important. So moving to the next question, which is for Muhammad. How do you envision AI shaping the future of marketing metrics and touch points?
Well, I think it's gonna change everything pretty much in every organization. AI has transformed everything. Literally, it has touched, and then it has touched marketing success. How we measure marketing success has been changed a lot. Traditionally, like I said before, the metrics that we used to use previously was website traffic, right? Everybody loved Google Analytics and those kind of things that we used to use. Website traffic, brand awareness, and all other measures that it was a success model for pretty much every campaigner and a marketer. But now AI enables us to track customer journey, which Corey mentioned previously, and then look at the entire funnel and then impact of the campaigns on behaviors like conversions or customer lifetime value. And this data-driven approach directly ties marketing efforts to business outcomes, which is essentially what's everybody looking for. So using all this can really demonstrate the true ROI of our AI initiatives within campaigns and optimization.
Yeah, definitely. ROI. I think that's critical aspect of justifying marketing spend in today's competitive environment. Yeah. So moving to my next question, Corey, how do you see AI marketing automation platforms and the rest of the ecosystem working together to bridge the gap between inputs and expected outcomes?
So, I think the term AI is one of the most used buzzwords in this industry right now. And I feel like there is an if you ask somebody who's in this industry, how can AI sort of enable and benefit you, right? What isn't really talked about is how do I actually get from A to Z with AI, right? And it's not a question of the tech stacks and how we can enable these tech stacks to utilize AI. It's how do you enable AI with your tech stack? Because a lot of these platforms all have their own AI element involved. They all have their own machine learning concepts. Like Marketo is a prime example where it's got personalized content, not just on landing pages, but in emails as well. Well, but here's the problem, is that actually is hampered by certain blockers that you can only use this if you follow this particular direction. And so you're really you're kind of just taken down this narrow path where you have to have tunnel vision of I want to do this particular thing, but in order for me to do this particular thing, I actually have to take the things that I might have been doing and I have to sort of change it and I have to modify it to do the things. So it becomes kind of this uncomfortable conversation of but I want to go here, but in order to go here, I actually have to remove all of these things that I'm doing here in order to get to here. So there's these trade-offs that you kind of run into of if I want to use AI, that's cool, but now I run into these constraints that I didn't know that I had. A lot of times businesses are onboarding all these new technologies, but you're going to run into a scenario, and when I was at Mopsapalooza last year, we talked about it in a significant depth, is that the amount of new applications that are coming into the industry is actually so significant that it's how do you become focused in on the right tech stack? How do you focus in on the thing that's actually going to move the needle versus the thing that's only going to just give you partial benefit, right? Because we're kind of in this drive where we want to onboard all these new technologies to solve all of these different issues that we run into, but we don't really know what the end result is actually going to be. If I onboard all this new technology, what are the trade-offs that I have to make in order for this new technology to actually function in the way that I need it to? So when you think in those terms, it's how do I take my current tech stack and incorporate machine learning and generative AI to only benefit me and not have to have all those trade-offs, right? And so when you think in those terms, I think it changes your mindset of what do I actually need to do to get from here to get to here? But I now have this ability to have this AI layer that fits within that tech stack that allows for me to take advantage of Gen AI, that allows for me to take advantage of content writing, that allows for me to take advantage of the machine learning elements that allow for me to predict audience engagement, predict cohorts of my audience that are actually highly engaged. I went to probably one of the most beneficial sessions at Adobe Summit that I went to, which was hosted by Kimberly Gallitz, who's just an absolute legend in this industry. And they were talking about Visible or Marketo Measure. So Marketo Measure is a really cool tool because it's an integration that you have directly with Marketo that allows for you to kind of listen to different sales signals for different buying concepts that you're trying to achieve for conversion, right? But Marketo Measure has this new integration that they're building with AI. And one of the things with B2B, right? B2B marketing is really important here, is you have these things called buying committees, okay? A buying committee in an organization or an enterprise is an incorporation of 10 or more different people in a buying decision, right? Now, I want you to think about that. So if I have 10 people that I have to win over with my content, my marketing, and my branding for my company, But I also need to pay attention to all the different signals of every single person and how they interact with each piece of content in my marketing tech stack. How, as a human, can I conceptually understand which one is the most important to listen to at the time, right? That's the question. So now I have 126 different signals that I have to listen to across 10 different people. How do I listen to the right person at the right time without having to do a spreadsheet that is just massive and just makes my brain hurt and tired and I have no energy at the end of the day, right? This is where machine learning comes into play. This is why AI is so important. So now instead of me having to listen to all the 126 signals, I have an AI model that's trained to listen to those signals. And it can tell me who's actually the most important decision maker out of that buying community and which one I actually should focus on, right? So if we think about it, how do I incorporate AI into my tech stack? It's how do I incorporate AI into the signals that matter so that AI can actually give me the cohorts of customers that I need to care about? That's the question you really need to answer, because just buying new software isn't necessarily going to solve your problem. In fact, it can make it even more complicated. If you don't know the beginning steps of training a model, how are you ever going to get to the final outcome of what we're all wanting, which is like, I want AI to tell me who's going to convert, right? How do I get to that point, though? That's the big question. That's the thing you really need to, that's the architecture that is missing drastically in this industry, I feel.
Yeah, no, great points. And I'm just at the very last comment. It's the intelligent layer that we need to create with the AI and the machine learning and then everything that you mentioned, Corey. And I think human creativity will remain essential. And then that's the future. It's a collaborative approach that we need to take between AI, human, and then all the MarTech stack that we have around us. Create that integrity between all the systems. And then just look at the data and then drive your decisions by looking at the data.
Great. Well, fascinating discussion. What a fascinating discussion that was. Those insights on how AI is refining marketing operations were seriously enlightening. The potential for precision and impact is just boundless. And it's so cool to see the exciting innovations already making waves in our industry.